So what you might imagine with respect to motherese, since it's helpful for lots of different aspects of learning about language, is it's also helpful for word learning. Just a lot of concrete studies on this, but here's one from 2011 where they found that 21-month-olds who just under 2 learn better from child-directed speech as compared to regular adult-directed speech, right? So this is perhaps, again, unsurprising given everything we have learned over the course of this class about how awesome motherese is, but one of the cool things about it is that motherese has exaggerated prosody, right? So motherese has exaggerated prosody, right? Like this up and down, wild, much more attention-grabbing ways of speaking, right? Rise and fall of the pitch and emphasis. And when learning novel words early on in lexical development, children tend to rely more on prosodic cues, so having that is very helpful, specifically for lexical development. And the exaggerated prosody, as I mentioned before, may get children's attention more. And so a 2016 study found that mothers who expanded more of the utterances directed at children between the ages of 24 and 33 months really gave those children a boost when learning words, right? So like the more you're speaking, right, the quantity really of motherese, the better your children are doing at vocabulary acquisition. And so again, as a reminder, why might this be? Motherese tends to have more expansions and repetitions, and this seems to really facilitate word learning, and maybe having to do with it's easier to remember word forms if you tend to have them repeated, and determining their reference, and if your parents are expanding, your caretakers are expanding the things that they're saying to you, so you get a better sense of how to say what you want to say, right? So we know lots of different reasons, but again, motherese great for vocabulary boosting, for vocabulary acquisition. And this is a quote from a 2015 study, but I'm actually talking about a 2015 study here, but that, you know, parents who repeat words more often to their infants have children with better language skills a year and a half later, right? So that repetition is key. And a lot of recent focus has been on simply talking more to your child, but how you talk to your child matters. It isn't just about the number of words, right? Like that repetition quality seems to be something that's really helpful for kids. And we can think about this in terms of their limited processing abilities, right? Like if you can't remember as much for as long, then having things repeated to you is a really great idea. And so in a 2012 study by Rowe, was looking at these questions of quantity versus quality. And the quantity of speech seems to be the strongest predictor of vocabulary growth in the second year of life. So there's definitely something about just like how much you're getting of whatever kind of speech, of motherese, of, speech directed at you as a child. But the quality does seem to help. So diversity of vocabularies is something about the quality, how many different types of words you're using. The diversity of vocabulary used by parents predicts vocabulary growth in the third year of life. And the complexity associated with narratives, that is storytelling, where you have to keep track of events in a larger context, and decontextualized speech, so that's speech where you're not talking about things that are in the here and now, you're talking about something else the way actually most adult conversation is. You're not talking about things right in front of you, it's decontextualized. You're talking about things in the past or the future or abstract things, right? The use of that kind of speech, again, also with narratives, predicts vocabulary growth in the fourth year of life. So basic quantity will serve you for 2, but at 3 and 4, it's the quality of the speech that really seems to determine how much of a boost you're going to get when it comes to vocabulary development.